What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial from My Universe by Coldplay and BTS. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below what other songs by either of these two awesome artists that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play My Universe on guitar is that in order to keep the song as accurate and beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 2nd fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll only get this capo for free right up here. The next thing that we would usually go over for a song is the structure, but for My Universe, we're actually going to repeat the same chord progressions with the same strum pattern through the entire song, so you don't need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into My Universe is the 4 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is G. The next one is D. The next one is A. And the last one is B minor 7. And I'll have short chord tutorials for all of those linked in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into My Universe. Guys, My Universe is a beautiful song that was just released yesterday, and I'm so stoked to share this one because I've been in such a Coldplay vibe lately, and I love sharing BTS songs with you guys because I know a lot of you love to learn them. So, My Universe is pretty beginner friendly because we actually are going to repeat the same thing through pretty much the entire song. So, we're going to have 2 chord progressions, and we're going to have 1 strum pattern to go along with those chord progressions. First, let's take a look at the chord progression that's going to repeat through the whole song. We're going to start with the G chord, then we'll go B minor 7, and then A, and A again. So A for 2 measures. Then we'll go to that second line. For the second line, we have G, B minor 7, A, and we're going to finish up the progression with a D. Now, you notice that those last 2 chords have a star next to them, the last A chord and the D chord. That's because we're doing something just slightly different for the strum pattern there. We'll get there in just a minute after we learn the strum pattern for the rest of the chords. So the strum pattern we're going to be using for all of the non-starred chords is going to be down, down, up twice for each chord. But it'll be about like this. We'll go down, down, up, down, down, up. Just about like that for each one of those non-starred chords. So a little walkthrough of those progressions up to the starred chords will look about like this. Start with our G chord. We're going to go down, down, up, 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 down, down, up. Second line, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then we're to that A chord with the star next to it. And for that A chord with the star next to it, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to play down, down, up, but we're going to play it 3 times instead of 2. So we'll go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then we get to that D chord with the star next to it, and we're going to do the same thing there. We're going to play that one for 1 time through down, down, up. So down, down, up. Just once for that last D chord there. So basically what we're doing is we're dividing that same kind of strum pattern that we're doing with all of the other chords, but we're kind of splitting it up a little differently between that A and the D with a star next to it. So one little walkthrough of all of that together is about like this. Start with our G chord. We're going to go down, down, up, 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 down, down, up. Just about like that. And that is going to repeat the entire song start to finish. Now, a really quick note. We're really only going over 1 strum pattern here because that's really the main thing that plays through the song. And this song does not have a lot of guitar in it, so this is kind of up to interpretation and what feels good. I thought this felt like a great strum pattern for this song and matched up really well with what's being played in the actual song. But one thing that you can do is you can change that strum pattern up just a little bit. So there are some places in this song where it's pretty obvious that it would make more sense to use single down strums for each one of those chords. So kind of like the intro where it goes... kind of like that. So that's the same chord progression. All we're doing is just switching to single down strums instead. I'm not really going to do a full playthrough of that or multiple times through that or anything because it's pretty straightforward. Single down strum, same chord progression. But there's a couple places where that makes sense. There's also a couple places where it makes sense in the song, like the verses, to kind of dial back the strum pattern and play it a little more softly or even maybe palm mute it. So this song does repeat the same thing through the whole song, but there's a couple places where you can kind of change the dynamics of it to make it sound even bigger and louder, where you're just really jamming on it like that. Or in the verses, you can kind of make it a little softer or even palm mute it and go, or even, and just play play it really soft like that to kind of increase those dynamics. Because we're repeating the same thing through the whole song, playing it like that and kind of having some ups and downs in the way that the song feels can actually add a whole lot to a cover, especially if you're just doing this on acoustic guitar. And then obviously, again, if you want to add some places where there's some single down strums just to kind of like mellow it out and match up a little better with what that kind of feel is in the song, you can absolutely add those in and it'll really make a big difference to kind of the way that this song is covered. So I'm going to do a playthrough of this, and I'm going to play that chord progression. I'm going to play it palm muted and kind of like more low key like you would want to play it in the verses, and I'm going to go through it kind of more full out and just really jammy and strummy like you want to play it in the choruses to kind of show some examples of those dynamics. But I'm playing the same thing. The main thing is I'm just kind of changing the intensity with that I'm strumming over here. So guys, a couple times through the chord progression is going to repeat all the way through My Universe. Will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play My Universe on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helps you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 890 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel. And I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what I'm up to in between videos, you can hit up my Instagram at @TheGroovyGuitarDude. And lastly, guys, if you need a little extra help with this song or any other aspect of beginner guitar, you can hit up this link right up here to book a one-on-one lesson with me. Guys, as soon as I heard about My Universe, I was so stoked for it. I've been in such a Coldplay vibe lately. I've been listening to like A Sky Full of Stars a lot, and Yellow a lot, and some other Coldplay songs. And then I'm obviously always paying attention to what BTS has coming out because I know a lot of you guys love learning BTS songs. So when I saw that this song was coming out, I was like, yes, I have to learn this one, and I know I have to share it with you guys as well. And so I picked this song up, I learned it, and it's a blast to play, and it's a great one for beginners because we really do repeat that same chord progression through the entire song. So even if it's your first couple of days or first couple of weeks learning guitar, you can totally play this because it's just one chord progression, one strum pattern, pretty easy, straightforward through the whole song. Now, like I said, there are some places where you can kind of change the dynamic, where you can play that strum pattern a little softer or even incorporate some palm muting, like in the verses where it's a little bit more subtle, a little bit more dialed back. You can also switch to single down strums in some places where it makes sense to, but in the big choruses, you just kind of strum that all out and you really just like make it all huge and musical, just like Coldplay and BTS do, and get that really big sound. Because this song doesn't have a lot of actual guitar in it, it's kind of open to interpretation, which I love. I love songs like that you can get creative, you can match up with the chord progression that's being played, but also really put your own personalization into it. I love songs like that, and this is a great example of a song like that. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.